Welcome to Melodies TV, Ghana's #1 social platform.
Throughout this week, we share Ghana radio stations, especially morning shows, breakfast shows are some of them very political. On my way, mono. We share in some way more kasafa hopa Sam Jonah in some way what they ever tuja. Now I have the article right in front of me, but due to time, to me reading it now and tremor, because some of you even be bored. But in some way, what can you know? Ube to me a categorize no. Now me breaking it down so that you understand. Now some way what can you know? No. Ama ex-president Kufuor nso aba bonten aba beka nsem bi atre Sam Jonah no. Na ne ni nemu no me be tuja na wo bia ehu de ekọ. So we name Sam Jonah, just Google richest men in Ghana and richest people in Ghana. Obehu ni bako aye kan say ye friend Sam Jonah no. Oyo bi a che say wabobra e wo Ghana pan. Na eden na see ye nti say over the weekend he had a program. I think he had to lecture, he had to give an article or give a speech. I think Rotary. Say more monim Rotary Club no. They had a program and now it was a Sam Jonah Woba. Na wobema a speech. Na na wobema this particular speech. Na the credit I mean him already the full article from head to toe or address assembly eba abaimu Ghana for senior yesuban ete eba sebe media chese or address bibia ba say in some way wakan no just some part of asema wakan and as a politicians ni bi afan especially those in government afa ebimo ede ebo nechi but assembly de ne kan nya me reading the article ni na wo bo bi echi but politicians no say amo na omo de no omo hu ne say eyo omo ya the more interna wo mo ebo Sam Jonah echi no na nini na ene say osha ne lecture na ase osha ase no he spoke about the economy of this country answer no be sha ase no o ma yeti ase say the last time we call Rotary Club wo mo program ekwa kasa no it was around the 90s na that time no president and now what so say Rollins o say 90s no wakai say that time no wo kan nsem bi na nsem a wo kan ye around the 90s no emane ho ba asem bebre entiende wasanso enya ekwan se wo ba bekasa bioma wono de obekasa na ne kan nyame anim enne nso asem a wasanso ekan na nanse asem a wasanso kan no ya yehu senior social media enkrofo afa asem no a titru NDC fo nso aso asem nimu a enne ne kan nyame anim omo bo NPP echi mama wati ase se asem no it is not only one side addressing all the issues. It is a NDC kofa one side but not the NPP here. Also who say yes. Obi wo ha won read the article no. They say wono kra wo ye NPP ni. Na we who say NDC for edebo na chininti. Nipa kunu sa ba abonti aba be attack Sam Jonah. But nipa kunu ko read the article na. Obi who say well that wasn't the purpose as Sam Jonah wakoko kasai. So in the first place, Sam Jonah spoke on the economy of this country. He spoke on the things driving the economy. Na nsema we yen say Ghana inyama e drive your economy no. One, gold, cocoa. Na Ghana for am wa brochi a mo send sika ebre Ghana for mo wa ha. Yes, believe it or not. These are the things that are driving Ghana your economy and then masika eba Ghana your system nimu. It is Sam Jonah addressing all these issues. And on my yeti say we share senior gold cra air corner. Even South Africa are beating us because yes, Ghana is one of the leading producers of gold in the world. Yene South Africa, but we share senior South Africa promo ye omonyama ne cra na. Utumi hu ne say gold ne cra na chale eyade a ye kapa na Ghana cra na ye fi competition nim. Oye na sanso be kasa about cocoa. Na ye ni enim. Na obo so say China for cocoa. Sisi a China for Abagana ba ye illegal mining. Na mo say yensuo. Wo mo wie ye no mo China for afi wo mo ko produce cocoa. In the future krano. Sa gold the future doesn't even look bright for Ghana. Cocoa ninso, the future doesn't look bright for Ghana because China no one also doesn't singing. They alone, they can take our supply. I must say you, I must say producing inti no so no future and it doesn't look bright for Ghana. And these are the things that sabe Emma Ghana sikaba your system nim. So these things are under threat. We no sanso kasa about Ghana for a woman wa broche a woman so send this car eba ha. And mama wati as say yes and no so ma Ghana sika eba your system nimu. And as I'm Jonah ka say if you see the generational we share generation the air cost so sisia na and also o the man the next 40 years sa de no ebetumi asesa na say Ghana our future is very bleak because sisia no Ghana for wa brochi wo mba na wo omo no most of them don't feel any affection to their homeland. Most of them they don't have any affection to their homeland. No they ya won wa brochi ho ebia Ghana kran yamfa na mba happen nti onim obi a wo Ghana ha obeka se wo send scam and pakoni se won si diamond na bibi nti wo share the current generation of Ghana for mo abrochi no yamfa ne se wo mo generation e kwa the new ones are urban no ebetumi aba ne se sa Ghana for wo abrochi no mo send sika ne bakra ma yenya ska wa ha no eto betumi atwa e ma Ghana kra no yanhwe ne ye a the system no emu be serious economy side ne nsem a wo kan ni and also kasa about Bosia bo Ghana ha say na no enye sabe Ekufuado government pe Ghana ban ni na ba obobosia Ghana ban ni na ba obobosia nti eno so wakasa se ade bia ya nhwe ne ye a chale ebetumi na ade krasa ne yakon you don't even need someone like this to tell you we all know ade ba ko esanso edi sika brain eye oil and as I'm Jonahs also can say in the next 40 years from now what would be the demand for oil because most countries are making plans to ban or phase out fossil fuels asema wo kan ni ne kre okwa abrochi they are now encouraging people to do electric cars to person say in the next 40 years krano car enu hunti ye to petrol ni sa nyama ne transition ne kran ye beba benya electric cars nti che say sa petrol ni nyama kran no the demand for it no ebeko form nti se Ghana se sa time still ye wo petrol ana ye wo oil la sika na ebia ye nya wo ho no ye ntumi enhye da enya ne sa biom osanso kasaya on that particular thing. All the things he said, no, he was making reference to ebia 40 years from now, 40 years from now, 40 years from now. And now workers ask them no. The economy side no, in some of our kind, it was say ladies and gentlemen, so article ni mo say ladies and gentlemen, the inevitable conclusion from all of this is that the sustainability of our current sources of revenue is under threat. As simple and short. These are the 4 major ways Ghana yenyaska. Gold, cocoa, oil. Ghana for amwa brochi amuse ni skaba. 4 major ways Ghana sika eba ye system no emuni. Nini na wamaya tiasie se eyade eye under threat. I say we are borrowing huge sums of money for our children and grandchildren to pay, yet we are not seeing realistic strategies that assure us of our capacity to pay back. How are the 30-year, 40-year bonds going to be paid? I say aban eje bosia kese na aban eje na sa bosia ne ye eje ato ama yemba ne yembamba echiwi mba no ene ye eje ato ama omo ye je bosia ye ndwen senia ye betua ka because politician ne de wo je bosia ne nda what the 40 years or say 40 years time you betua when him say 40 years time no ebia no wewu kọ nti emfa ne ho nti obo asem we so I say I am afraid that unless there are clear plans to ensure that the economy creates jobs, reduces poverty and improves upon the quality of life of the average Ghanaian, a sense of hopelessness and helplessness will be the lot of our children and grandchildren. The debt will suffocate them. This is a generational thinker. I can't send for economy, they can't send bebree for economy ne ho. na wo wie ye no e na osan so kwa kasaye about amemo a ewo Ghana ha say was say any party that comes to power has absolute power to do whatever they want, and indeed it is true. Abai bia wo bebe mu bia no to me national sa, and you see say dey we maka wo platform we so pen asem wa meka ani me say Ghana won ye dada ye ho say ye run democracy but no democracy makanda asem wa Sam Jonah so kan ani. I said the 1992 constitution is the basis for the current democratic dispensation. It created a monstrous executive which looms large over the other arms of the governance structure. And for 28 years, we have failed to make any meaningful changes to strengthen our democracy. Since our 1992 constitution, and my executive, no, president, for to me, baby, Omuneye Bibia, Onu no be Chief Justice, Onu no be selected, Onu no be or the Supreme Court judges, Beba, just say, and money to me, baby, and for 28 years, ni, a debia a failure. So you see, a young analysis spanner in DMY. I say, actually, what we have is an exectocracy, not a democracy. Say the Ewa Ghana a exectocracy and a democracy because everything is handled by the executive. The president is supposed to appoint the majority of his ministers from parliament. By definition, that makes parliament a rubber stamp because no MP in the ruling party will be able to stand up and demand accountability from the executive. I say president now selecting the ministers. Imran also says most of the ministers no move free parliament. Into yes, Anna. Since the president is selecting the ministers no from parliament, the president can be our mobile. Will be any majority anymore. Over to me, I say president, they all cannot mean for us that. And indeed, we are seeing that in this country. They are all scrambling for positions. I say the judiciary is no different. It's once a warrior, you know what? Some they are called judiciary. So I say the president has a determining role in the appointment of all judges of the Supreme Court, including the Chief Justice. As someone mechanics is here, no. Sam Jonah and someone can no. It's in some way as Sam Jonah can. In some way, no. Cause say my own personal experience with the judiciary is that of frustration, lengthy and costly proceedings. Some lawyers take pride in being masters of legal gymnastics. Every opportunity to delay cases are seized. The commercial courts, which were set up to speed up the dispensation of justice, have been a huge disappointment. Disputes involving land overwhelm the courts. Land acquisition is a most important factor in investment decision making. Any prolonged litigation over land frustrates the investor. I see one kasa kra no ato ne pen. Say ensase ho nsem say ye court cobra and then me no ka say wo bi wo ho a asase ba ko hunti or court for over 10 years. And so I say will be an investor now why na just say asase no person develop it no wo your investment for so for 10 years ni sabe ebe woni mu biom say won yes investment na nti yankasa ye ka ho bi enyama bi a systems ni enyam e ka ho bi a e bo wo man we na wo wie ye no osanso kasa about corruption senior sabe all aspects of a government Ghana fuankasa corruption adokuro yen enye easy etiefo osanso kasa about unsolved corruption cases and we all know this e wo man we mu na wo wie na osanso kwa kasa about enyama yeyi ewo TV so ema nkwalahwe you see in some Sam Jonah kan yo ntino and me trade me breaking it down actual so that the politician be for just one side and the bekasa no we hu say that be propaganda na politician no wo ye because ama we've trivialized in some wa kan ye nyina no to just politics ema nkrophobia sabi mpre dia san sabi ye kampa na kombo brandu bebia but because of political power now because of say what say ebia NDC for can say Sam Jonah asem wa kan fa eye ekufo ado hu ni ntino ono so asori ma wa akodi Sam Jonah atem when read the article na hu ne say the Sam Jonah kai ekran no a general matter or kasatri will be a. He spoke about religious groups in this country. He spoke about religion or kasafa religion ho e wo man we mu. Gen kola hwe e wo TV so. Ni na nansen se kaswa ye ni aye hu ye. I say pastors, this year pastors bebre display behavior bia odwen ho kra won ti ase se wo mo de wo mo nan etietia nkrofo ye fun so wo mo bobo nkrofo asun mu pastors tresika without no proper hard work nkola we nya hwe ade we esua no musua we na wo koye nyama bia we appear shocked. I say let us stop the pretense. Me yenja se yehu se nkola na ye sa nyama no ti se ka asoa nkola yi koye sa yenja se asem na to yesu bi na yenim de AC ewo TV so de nkola na hwe wo TV so ye ni na ye nitua asem a wo kan ni na wo wie ye no e na osan so kwakasa, and this is the part where me hu ne se NDC for share the most. Wakwakasa of nkrofo bi ana wo mo voices e wo man we mu. I say, ladies and gentlemen, what is baffling is that those who used to have voices on these things seem to have lost their voices. I say, womo kasa, ebo my way muno afeide, womo kasa bi womo ayekom. I say, people speak on issues based on who is in power. So wobi awa abemu de ye hu ni say ye be kasa, bo obi ba oyeye nipa nti ye nkasa. Asemu asamjo na wo kan ni. Tell me whether it is a lie. Tell me whether it is a lie. Wakasaye about the assassination of journalists, the murder of MPs, the harassment of anti-corruption agents. Ye ni na ye nitia anas areme ya wanas de de ye no manase azori ye ni ye nitia de de ye no Ahmed Swale ye ni ye nitia. Wakasa about all those things. I say we have just finished another election. We also kokasa about election. We have just finished another election, the 8th in the series since the beginning of our Fourth Republic democratic experiment. As usual, the accolades came in from all corners of the world, and we took them with pride. What we failed to tell the world is that some people lost their lives in the course of the election. But see, no election is as important as to warrant the loss of even one life. Ya to abani wie ye no nkrofo amansan because omu nim de esi wo Ghana nti and the Ghana de omo ato abawie Ghana de ye je ye de kokoti e ne ye de nam nanso yanka nche wiase ne se abate ya to ye nkrofo 8 ewu ye yanka nche wiase in some way na Sam Jonah kan yo e won article ni mo you see I am just breaking it down for you so that also kote se nkrofo ka se Sam Jonah ka se yakase we hu se in some way Sam Jonah kan yankasa no enu ni. It's in some way na Sam Jonah kan na Sam Jonah say one of the saddest moments for him was after the State of the Nation address when an MP was asked why there had not been serious outpouring of grief about the death of innocent people in Techiman. His response was that as far as he was concerned, they were underserving of any sympathy because he saw them as armed robbers. Where you Joe Wise, the second Deputy Speaker of Parliament. Nkofu ni wuye ya wakoka se nkofu ya omu wuye election omu ye armed robbers no. Ene na Sam Jonah eka se etone so. Se hey abatuo na nkofu ewu na wo MPA bisawa osi o nkofu ni ye armed robbers. Eye this same MP eno sanso koka se Rasta for the omu num wi. It is our team achimota Rasta students no man accept no. Loose talking here and there. Sam Jonah bonini na so. Obonini na so. Obonini na so. Osanso kasaye of armed soldiers. Wo mo call parliament. Osanso kan say one thing bia ne krani na minim it was the biggest assault on our democracy since the beginning of the Fourth Republic. Asemo Sam Jonah kan no. It in same way ni na eno kan. Osanso be kasaye about road yakwan any accident. Kasaye about the number of people who lost their lives on the accident, who lost their lives under the accident na esiye ewo man we mu no sanso kasaye about the media landscape, how polarized our media has become and partisan, no objectivity. We mu de omo ye NDC for no more can, we mu de NPP for no more can. And Obisa say, what is the status of the role of the media in holding the executive, judiciary and legislature accountable? Obosansem we ni naso. Sanso kasaye about academia. Senior sebe wo hwe school nsem afole. Enye easy. It is when na Sam Jonah kan yo. Bebre, but this is a breakdown of me. Amamo article ne waye. So me see be reading in na nyende. We Sam rimpo na me na her time echo. Now we na em say Kufuor nso we have a interview with City TV. Na Kufuor nso em say he also just picked out asemwa wo hu ne say etwi Sam Jonah asemwa wo hu ne say etwi ne NPP aban sisi ano. Sam Jonah ka say the culture of silence has returned. Say sisi ano de unim na akokasa ade aye de be ye no enye bini. Na Kufuor asemwa wakatre Sam Jonah ne say Sam Jonah improve the entia offer evidence mbra. But you see, what I say, they say, Kufuor is an ex-president. There are some things be ewo mind anymore. You don't even need evidence. Like it is happening. And then we criticize here by now. We know what will happen to you. You have a chawechi. And then we expose here by in corruption case. We know what will happen to you. You have a cancer. We've seen what happened to Anas. We've seen what happened to Manasseh. We've seen what happened to all those anti-corruption crusaders. And, you know, is that not imposing a culture of silence? It is. We've seen how people are silent. Into the other one, no. One try your comment box the moment I say.